The Cubs are playing winning baseball, grabbing 6 wins out west, including a sweep over the world champs, and showing a sparkling glimpse of the future. Back at the friendly confines tonight for the Wrigley Field debut of Junior Lake. It's been 15 days since the Cubs last played a game here at Wrigley Field, but they're back home and a lot of action coming up. 8 games over the next 7 days, including tonight's series opener against the Milwaukee Brewers. Great to have you with us here on Comcast Sportsnet. Jim DeShays and Len Casper, and positive vibes around this team right now. 6-4 on the road trip, and we're going to take a look at some of the numbers.
Yeah, a lot of good things happening for the Cubs on this road trip. The pitching was outstanding. Junior Lake, very good. Nate Scherholtz was red hot. Overall on the road, 26-29. They won just 23 on the road all last year. They swept the Giants in that 3-game set over the weekend. First sweep since '93. They did it while scoring only 6 runs. The pitching in San Francisco was outstanding. They've won 12 of their last 19 road games. Now they got to get it going here at Wrigley.
Yeah, 4 games under here at home, 4 against the Brewers the next 3 days, and then 4 against the red-hot Dodgers starting Thursday. It'll be Kyle Loesch for the Brewers, Jeff Samardzija for the Cubs. And as we mentioned, Junior Lake will finally make his Wrigley Field debut after a very successful start to his career, wearing the road grays, and the Cubs ace will take the ball when we come back.
And Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. BMO Harris Bank, helping money make sense. BMO Harris Bank, NA member FDIC. AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Welcome back. Actually, September-like temperatures here at the end of July. Wind blowing in, but blue skies above. Light jacket weather here on the north side. And before the ball game tonight, retired Chief Warrant Officer 4 Michael Durant honored here at the ballpark. His story, the inspiration behind the best-selling book and Academy Award-winning film Black Hawk Down. Joined the Army in 1979. 14 years later, target of Somali-fired grenade launcher, and became a prisoner of war for 11 days before his release. And got a great hand here at the ballpark. And also sad news today, and the Cubs at a moment of silence for former Cub pitcher Frank Castillo, who passed away yesterday at age 44. So a lot of baseball coming up. Day-night makeup doubleheader tomorrow, night game Wednesday, and then the Dodgers are in for the weekend. The Cubs' first off day of the second half still a week away. But you don't want days off when you're playing as well as the Cubs are.
No, you had the break at the All-Star over the All-Star break. Guys had a chance to get refreshed in the long road trip. And I think playing out in San Francisco in that cool weather helps this time of year. Then you come back home here, and this time of year it could be sweltering hot. It is not. So a lot of fresh legs in that dugout right now. And you're right. Teams playing winning baseball. Excited to come to the ballpark every day. Trying to pick up another W.
We talk big picture a fair amount, but really for a player it's about the small picture. And when you are winning, as the Cubs have lately, it has been really, really fun, even though the Cubs still 7 games under 500. But they're 5.5 up on the Brewers, who've really struggled, mired in last place, 43 and 61. Let's look at their Southwest starting lineup, and a lot of familiar names not in their batting order. More on that coming up. Ricky Weeks leads off. Nori Aoki bats second. You've got all-stars Gene Segura and Carlos Gomez with their hottest hitter in the middle, Jonathan Lucroy, cleaning up. Caleb Gindel in left, Juan Francisco at first, Jeff Bianchi is at third. The corner infield spots have been a major problem this year. And Kyle Lose, the pitcher, bats ninth.
Cubs defensively, Junior Lake makes his first start here at Wrigley Field. He's in left. De Jesus center. Nate Scherholz covers right field. Valbuena, Castro, Barney, Rizzo third to first. Wellington Castillo behind the plate. For hard chunking right-hander Jeff Samardzija. Jeff, 2 good starts on the road trip. 1-1, got a no decision last time out at Arizona for the season. 6-9 with a 3.94. Has a very high ERA here at Wrigley Field. Looking to get that turned around and headed back in the right direction.
15-year veteran Jeff Nelson will work home plate. Jim Reynolds, Jim Wolf, and Mike Estabrook are on the bases.
Lest I forget to mention it, Jeff Samardzija is our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher tonight. Not just your average starting pitcher. He's pursuing perfection.
That's right.
Last time he was on this mound, it did not go well for him. He allowed 9 runs in 4 2/3 to the Mighty Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah, he's been a lot better for whatever reason on the road. 272, but double that here at home. 5.46. And his first pitch to Ricky Weeks is a fastball for a strike, which gets us underway. And rough for Weeks on the road, and overall just 214. Off the plate inside.
Yeah, we keep wondering, when's Ricky Weeks going to get turned around? Struggled for much of last year, but was better in the second half. This year it has not happened for him.
Milwaukee without Ryan Braun for the rest of the season. Suspended last week for the final 65 games. Backhanded play by Castro. Now Ramos Ramirez is on the disabled list for the second time this year with a left knee sprain. They haven't had Corey Hart all year. Arguably going into the year, JD, the 3 most established veteran position players on their club.
Yeah, and I guess that's why, the question remains, who are the Brewers really? I mean, when you look to them for next season, if they have a healthy Ramos Ramirez, if he's still a Brewer, if Ryan Braun is back healthy and productive, because you consider what Carlos Gomez has become and what they have in Gene Segura, the shortstop. If healthy, this should be a very dynamic lineup. Gamble, the first baseman, penciled in to be the first baseman, has not played a single game.
One strike on Aoki. Yeah, the bad is pretty obvious, but the good, surprising in some ways. Segura and Gomez, the all-stars, but
pair those guys with an unsuspended Braun, a healthy Ramirez, a healthy Corey Hart, and all of a sudden you're thinking, man, that club's going to score a ton of runs.
Something Aoki doesn't do much. That is swing and miss. He only strikes out once every 21 times at the plate.
Man, let's not forget his contributions. He's a pretty solid offensive player, too.
The catcher, Lucroy, 15 home runs, late swing.
But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, Hart's due to be a free agent, and Ramirez as well, correct? So I don't know.
I think Aramis has one more.
Does he have one more?
Yeah, he got a 3-year deal. That one knocked down by Barney, and he will not have time to recover as Aoki was scrambling down the line.
Flawless for so long now. Darwin, the last 3 weeks or so, has had some miscues out there at second base. He made a sparkling play the other day in San Francisco on a ball up the middle. Just got in on him a little bit. And Aoki, he runs so well out of that left-handed batter's box. Any little miscue, and there's a real good chance he's going to beat it.
So for Barney, that is his 4th error of the year. They've all come in the month of July. Segura made the opening day roster for the first time, and he was an all-star.
Leads the league in hits, among the league leaders in stolen bases.
Dealing with some right forearm tightness suffered on a questionable foul call on Saturday in Colorado. The ball hit his right arm. He ended up sitting out yesterday, although Ron Renicky said just a good day to give him off anyway. 2 balls and a strike.
For Jeff, like any other pitcher, it all starts with fastball command. Obviously has great stuff, one of the better fastballs in the league. The splitter can be a dominant pitch, good solid slider, but fastball command, that's the key for him. When he's hitting his spots, he can be untouchable. When he elevates, he gets in trouble.
Castro, Barney out at first. They turn it 6-4-3. So the error does not hurt Jeff Samardzija. The Cubs are coming up against righty Kyle Lohse. just 6 times, but great pitching throughout. And there's Southwest starting lineup looks like this. DeJesus, his first home game in a while, recently came off the DL. Junior Lake with his Wrigley debut. Rizzo, Sherholtz, Castro, and Valbuena in the middle. Darwin Barney plays second. Wellington Castillo had the game-winning homer yesterday, and Jeff Samardzija, the pitcher, will hit ninth.
How about the Brewers defensively? You see Gindel, the rookie, in left. Gomez, a highlight waiting to happen in center field. Aoki plays among the deepest right fields in all of baseball. Bianchi, Segura, Weeks, Francisco around the infield. Jonathan Lucroy, very good behind the plate. Brewers overall have committed 74 errors, next to last in the National League. Only the Giants, who we just saw, have committed more. Our Lexus pursuing perfection pitcher, Kyle Loesch, 7-7 with a 3.37. He's lost but once since the end of May.
34-year-old right-hander. Low for a ball on DeJesus. Loesch, a 29th round pick of the Cubs back in 1996. Never did pitch for the big league team. Made his major league debut with the Twins in 01.
A strike thrower, not an overpowering guy. 4-pitch mix, fastball, slider, curveball change, a lot of sinkers. You see the breakdown. First 11, he was 1-6 with a 4.39, and the Brewers were thinking, my goodness, what did we do? And then he showed up. Very dependable, very durable. 125 wins in his career.
Brewers rotations had a very bizarre season. They went their first 66 games as a pitching staff as DeJesus drives this ball out into deep right center. Aoki back on it. It's going to one-hop the wall, and it's a standing leadoff double.
Well, I guess that should have been fairly predictable coming into this game. DeJesus was 12 out of 26. I'll do the math for you. That's a .462 batting average against Kyle Loesch. And it just got a little bit better with that swing of the bat. Leadoff double here as the Cubs return home, trying to draw first blood.
Let's just see the ball well against Loesch. So the Brewers staff 66 games to start the year without a shutout. Then over their next 31, they had 8, including that 3-game shutout sweep over the Marlins coming out of the All-Star break.
Wacky, isn't it? Well, this guy's been really good. Peralta has turned things around in a big way.
Here's Junior Lake. 15 hits his first 7 games, and then without a hit in San Francisco. Brewers still pulling up the rear in the National League. Their bullpen a lot better this year than last year. Well, they recently traded Francisco Rodriguez to the Orioles.
And last year it was the bullpen that really was the undoing of the Brewers. They had the worst bullpen ERA in the National League. This year it's the starters, and the pen is third in the league. Give yourself up here, Junior. If you're going to bunt, go ahead and bunt for a hit.
A little anxious there on a breaking ball. 1-1 the count on the rookie. Only other time I've seen him in Cubs pinstripes is in Mesa during spring training.
So you know that heart's beating just a little bit faster. Making its home debut.
Stabbed at that one.
Yeah, I think he's just a little unsure of what he wants to try to do with his at-bat. He's squaring early as if he's just going to sacrifice him along to third base, and then if he pulled it back, if it was a called strike, or he offered at it, but it wasn't a real clean effort. He bunted in Arizona in a similar situation, gave himself up to advance a base runner, and I asked Dale about it the other day. He said, well, I prefer he not do that. I prefer, if he's going to bunt for a hit or swing away, especially at the time he was red hot. But I don't think, they're probably not leaning too heavily on him in terms of those types of things. Just let him play the game and sort things out for himself here early on.
That's a foul ball. Yeah, you generally think when a young player comes up that the manager and the coaching staff spends a lot of time with a guy working on everything. And that generally is the case. But right now, for Junior Lake, especially the way he has started, kind of want to see how he goes through things and make suggestions as those moments come up, as he swings and misses for strike three.
Yeah, I think, you know, the key is you want to tell a young guy, you know, in certain situations you want a certain type of approach, but a lot of times with a younger player just trying to settle in at the big league level, if he sacrifices to move that guy up, makes him feel good, he did something to contribute, he moved the guy along. Even if you, as a manager, if you don't think it's a real good baseball play, sometimes you'll say, hey, way to go, man, way to get him over. Next time you might want to think about going ahead and trying to get a base hit.
Now Anthony Rizzo. At 184 on the trip, but had that big defensive night Saturday, and yesterday got his 30th double of the season, second in the National League in that category. Popped up out in the shallow left. Segura waving his arms. Gindel, and it's dropped by Gindel. And everybody's safe. He had it in his glove, but it looked like the ground caused it to pop out.
And in baseball, the ground can cause a fumble. Gindel just not loud enough to chase Segura off the play. Ideally, you'd prefer your outfielder to go ahead and make that play, and Gindel was coming for it. Boy, he had it. He just couldn't secure it.
It is a base hit for Rizzo. De Jesus could not advance. He thought the ball was going to be caught, as did everybody else. So 2 on for the red-hot Nate Scherholz.
Throws a lot of strikes, gives up a fair number of home runs. He's allowed 20 of them. This one to Nate Scherholz back toward the end of June. Only Dan Heron has allowed more long balls than Loesch. 10 to lefties, 10 to righties. Right-handed hitters actually hitting for a much higher average off of him. The changeup, such a good weapon against lefties.
Bounced well out in front of the plate. Well, this is an important night for both managers to get what they can out of a couple of veteran starters. With the day-night doubleheader tomorrow, even with the expanded roster, Cubs will use Jake Arrieta. He'll be the 26th man to pitch in the night game tomorrow. The Brewers actually are planning on bringing up a position player. They're a little short on their bench. It will be interesting if the Cubs get into a save situation, considering Kevin Gregg got the save in all 3 games in San Francisco. It's possible he could be available tonight. And if that's the case, he's probably not available for both games tomorrow.
Yeah, most managers will tell you they just worry about tonight's game. If their guy's available tonight, he says he's good to go, you got a chance to nail one down, they'll use him and then just shut him down tomorrow and turn to Pedro Strop or whoever may be ready to roll.
The 3-1 to Scherholz. He swings and misses. It's 3-2. See if the runners will be moving here. Pretty good chance of that with 1 out.
Especially with a guy like Loesch on the mound, who He really knows how to execute a game plan. Gets a lot of ground balls with his sinker. He's not a swing and miss guy. You feel fairly comfortable that your hitter should be able to put the ball in play.
They're not going in foul tip strike 3. Good thing they weren't.
Good no-go. Not a swing and miss guy, but he's got 2 swinging strikeouts here in the inning. Strikeout rate of 16%. Below league average, but the walk rate well below league average too. He's walked less than 4% of the batters he faces. League average is 6 or 7, I guess.
Starlin Castro with 2 outs. Ball 1.
Troy, a good receiver. He's got quiet hands behind the plate. Steals a lot of strikes for his pitcher. Underrated. So much focus on Molina and Posey, and obviously they're really good players. This guy is too.
A fly to right. Aoki keeps his feet moving and hauls it in to end the threat. The Cubs get a couple of hits, but fail to score after 1 from Wrigley on a nice night. 0-0. A running lane down the first base line. It was slightly askew. Just a little too wide, I guess, originally. Got it sorted out. Very subtle difference. So Jonathan Lucroy, the catcher, he leads the majors among catchers with the 56 RBIs, second in homers with 15. Putting together a big month of July.
Yeah, OPS up over 1,000 for the month of July. You'll be looking at your National League Player of the Month. Two-seamer in. That's a big pitch for Samardzija. Get in on these right-handed hitters. First in RBI, first in home runs. 7 times he's gone deep this month.
Only J.P. Arancibia with the Blue Jays, has more homers in all of baseball as a catcher, 17. Not much happening for him against Samardzija. Small sample size. Brewers have really scuffled away from home. 17-32. They've won 3 series as a road team all year. Foul tip, strike 3.
Overpowered him with a good heater right there. Strikeout number 1 for Samardzija. 95 miles an hour right over the outside corner.
Here's Carlos Gomez. 12 hits over his last 5 games. He leads the majors with 9 triples. He also leads all major league position players in wins above replacement at 6.8, and almost half of that comes from his defense in center.
Most nights when he's on the field, he's the best athlete on the field. Bundle of energy, fast, strong.
I was watching him when he went out to warm up on defense before the bottom of the first. He was just hopping around out there, and he's got a lot of energy. Cubs missed him in late June. He was day-to-day at that time with a sprained shoulder. That's when we were in Milwaukee last.
Well, you could see the skill set a couple of years ago with Gomez, but he wasn't able to put it all together. Now he has, and there's the home run hit off Jeff in Milwaukee back in April.
If it weren't for the Rockies, he'd be leading the league in slugging. So 92, Carlos, you'd be leading the way.
Adjusted for altitude, he may be.
Up in the air, De Jesus coming in. And he's got it. So 2 down. And here comes Caleb Gindel.
Mentioned Samardzija's work on the road trip. Really good in Denver. Beat the Rockies 3-1, 7 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run. And then a no decision last time out at Arizona. Game the Cubs won an extra inning, 7-6. He left with a 6-2 lead. D-backs came all the way back to tie it. Four runs were charged to him in that ball game, 3 earned.
Way inside to Gindel. They've used Gindel and Logan Schaefer to fill in for Ryan Braun. They also have Chris Davis, who replaced Braun on the roster a week ago, and Braun was suspended. So inside corner, 1-2.
Did you talk to anybody about Braun? What's he do? Does he just go home, just hang out?
I would assume
golf?
so, yeah. I would assume he will not be hanging around the club over the final 2 months. And it would be a distraction, wouldn't it? If he's around at all.
Yeah,
when the media were
it wouldn't
around.
be fun for him because he'd just have to answer questions or refuse to answer questions. And
he might not even be allowed to participate in team activities.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the case.
Yeah, suspended without pay. So Rizzo to Samardzija, and he beats Gindel to the bag. It's a 1-2-3 second. Early on, no score.
AT-CHN.com. Choose one of 32 Home Run Derby competitors, including everyone from the 2013 Derby. Available on iPhone and iPad and select Android devices. Download MLB.com's Home Run Derby game for free today.
Luis Valbuena here in the Cubs' second, and he swings at the first pitch, sends it high and deep left center. It is caught by Gomez.
Luis with a hit in his final at bat yesterday, snapping an 0 for 18 skid. He was just 3 out of 22 on the road trip. Pretty good swing there, unfortunately for him. Stayed in the park. Gomez with tremendous range out there in center field. One of the corner guys, you're probably better off just assuming he's going to make the play. He's going to let you know, though.
Low and away to Darwin Barney. Still a little sunlight hitting the bleachers out in right field and the upper deck. That will be gone in probably 20 or 30 minutes. Fouled into the upper deck. 1-2. First home game in the second half. The Cubs had a 10-game trip out west. Coming out of the break. Went about as well as you could have expected. 6-4, including wins in the final 3 games in San Francisco, all by a run. Great atmosphere all 3 days. Another ball well hit. Gomez takes a look back. He's at the track, and he's got this one right near the 368. Send us your comments on tonight's game through Twitter using hashtag Cubs Talk. We will read one back later on tonight. Our AT&T tweet.
Up here, it feels like the wind's blowing in. You look at the flags on top of the scoreboard. Looks like they might be pushing it towards left field a little bit.
Now, technically east at 7 when we started, 64 degrees. High bouncer foul by Castillo. He hit the game-winning homer off Tim Lincecum yesterday. And how about this? David Vincent, who's the home run guru, reporting that for the 4th time ever, the team's pitcher and catcher, as he lines out, both homered for the only 2 runs in a game. The last time it happened, 1986, David Palmer and Ozzie Virgil of the Braves. Loesch a little fortunate that inning. action. The only runs the Cubs needed yesterday. That was a game winner. Wellington Castillo off Tim Lincecum late. Earlier, Travis Wood gave the Cubs an early lead. What a weekend.
Pretty impressive show.
There was a lot of buzz in the clubhouse even today. Just looking back at a really fun series. Not so much fun for the Giants.
A little duct tape on that and you'll be good to go. Well, that Saturday game was incredible. Strop getting out of that bases loaded, nobody out jam.
Juan Francisco playing first. It has been a revolving door over there. I mentioned Ramirez has been on the DL a couple of times over at third. So Ron Renicky, speaking of duct tape, has just kind of had to piece it together. They've used 3 guys at first who had never played that position prior to this year. And going back to at least 1974, the Brewers' first basemen have the lowest OPS. Not even close. 558. That's historically bad.
Position from which you expect to hope to get a lot of production. It just hasn't been there because of the injuries. This guy hit some home runs for you. He's hit 13 home runs between Atlanta and Milwaukee. 8 of them here with the Brewers. Takes a big swing. Swings and misses a lot. Doesn't hit for average, but if he runs into it, he's got a chance to hit it a long ways.
Homered in 3 straight games against the Cubs in Milwaukee in late June.
Hey, you know that last home run or catcher pitcher home run combo you talked about in '86? That was in San Francisco too.
Something
that
about
candlestick.
that. Called strike 3 on the inside corner, freezing Francisco.
You want to crowd Francisco, big strong guy who likes to get his arms extended, and he just can't pull the trigger on that inside pitch. Cut fastball looked like.
Jeff Bianchi takes a strike.
It's like that glove side command for Samardzija is there right now. He's been able to pound away at that outside corner to the righties, in on the lefties.
Bianchi was a Cub on paper for a few weeks in the offseason prior to 2012. Before the Brewers got him on waivers. He hit his first career homer in this ballpark off Travis Wood last year. Castro's throw in the dirt, picked by Rizzo, 2 outs. Can you believe it's almost August? There is still time to bring out the family. Enjoy a game before the school year begins. The Brewers are here for 3 more, including a day-night doubleheader tomorrow, followed by 4 games against the NL West leading Dodgers. Tickets are available for all games. To purchase seats, visit Cubs.com. Loesch with 2 outs.
One of the things they've been working on with Starlin Castro is to try to eliminate that little tap he does before he throws the ball. There are times when you have time to do it, but he's fallen into the habit of doing it every time, and it almost cost him. Somebody can get down the line pretty good. Yeah, but that will not be easy to break. Carolyn Zakis is 70.
Happy 70th.
Like a fine wine. She gets better with age. Perhaps a nice cheese.
Sherholtz to end the inning. Best hit ball of the frame by the pitcher Loesch. But they don't have a hit through 3. And the Cubs are coming up for the 3rd time. 0-0. that Castro throw. A little short hop. Chatting with Anthony Rizzo. David Bell, field coach, coming over.
Here's what I'm talking about. Watch how he pulls the ball out of his glove. He always has a tendency to go to that second tap. He pulls it out instead of just throwing it. It's just kind of a habit he's fallen into, and it costs you just enough if there's a guy busting it down the line with pretty good speed. Turns it out into an infield hit. I think he actually caught himself there about halfway through the movement. He said, no, I got to get rid of it. And then kind of threw that sinker across the diamond.
Walsh makes quick work of Samardzija for his third strikeout, all swinging.
This season, the Cubs are giving away a set of 82 limited edition Cubs Topps baseball cards in 4 installments over the course of 4 games. Along with a special album, the third card set will be given out to the first 10,000 fans this Friday, August 2nd. With the Dodgers in town, it's presented by PNC Bank. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
De Jesus with the only hit of the night, a leadoff double in the first inning. The Cubs could not capitalize. Rizzo had that bloop hit. That counts as a hit with a runner in scoring position, but didn't score a run. So in the second half, the Cubs are 9 for 80 with runners in scoring position. But again, winning 6 of 10 because of the pitching.
Right, and that's where you get into all those cliches. Right now, all of a sudden, they got timely hitting.
Doing just enough.
Timely hitting.
Yeah, if the Cubs had lost 2 or 3 games over the weekend by a run, we wouldn't be talking about how great the pitching was or the timely hits. It would be they didn't score enough. Well, they got 6 runs in the 3 games and won them all. Winning cures everything.
And really, that's what really good teams do, is they win all kinds of ways. They go through periods where they don't score a bunch of runs, but their pitching is deep enough to help you win some games. And they go through stretches where the pitching scuffles, but they bang the ball all over the ballpark.
Sinker caught the outer edge. Blake thought it was a little low as well. But strike one.
I'm with you, Junior.
So the jersey number saga continues. He's been asked about wearing number 21, Sammy's old number, and he has said on more than one occasion, 22 is my favorite number, but I'm not going to ask for it. Understanding that he's a rookie. You got to appreciate that the minute Matt Garza got traded, he didn't walk in and say, I want 22. But will somebody offer it to him, or will they just stick with 21 for now?
Well, they'd have to sew his name on 22.
Right.
So that's no fun.
I think you've told the story before. You were just given your number, right? You didn't necessarily ask for.
I didn't want 67, but I got it.
Line into left. So after going hitless over the weekend and striking out in his first at bat, he comes up with a 2-out single.
Yeah, he's a strong kid. And when he barrels it up, he hits it awfully hard. On top of this one, hit it on a line. Pretty swing there. He's got a lot of moving parts in his swing. Strikeouts will always be there, but the speed and the power, pretty intriguing.
Rizzo with a bloop single in the first inning. Ball 1. 1-1.
Loesch, a 16-game winner last year, 16-3.
It's only good enough for 7th in the Cy Young voting.
286 earned run average.
Rizzo out in front, 2-2. Short lead by Lake, as Loesch will check on him. Already the 18th career start for Loesch against the Cubs. 5-4 with a high ERA of over 5. That's going to get into center. Lake's coming around second and will easily get to third. Back-to-back 2-out hits.
Cheap hit last time for Rizzo. Now legit solid single here, so he's 2 for 2. 2 trips, 2 knocks. Another opportunity for Shearholtz. James had a little redemption. Nate struck out in the first with a couple of men on base. Fun to watch that guy run.
Shearholtz knocked in 9 runs on the just completed trip. Hit 3 homers, including that big game winner Saturday.
Anxious days for Nate with the trade deadline right around the corner. He has said he wants to stay here in Chicago, loves playing here, but he realizes there's a chance he could go. We saw a lot of scouts in the dining room tonight.
Wow. Had a hard time finding a place to sit for dinner because there were so many scouts. Nothing is going to keep us from our pregame meal, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Get into a battle between scouts and writers and broadcasters for food. That could get pretty gory.
Mentioned in Loesch in a very good stretch, only 1 loss over his last 11 outings. (6-1) with a 249 during this stretch. Strike 2 called.
So good at keeping that fastball down around the knees. Even when he's behind in the count, he doesn't give you much to swing at.
AT&T UVerse Multiview. Sherholtz has struck out both times, and both times with runners in scoring position. So we've played 3. We are still scoreless. Those tacos from Taco Bell. Liv Moss. And our Menards grounds crew did a great job getting this field ready after the concerts last weekend. New sod looks great in the outfield. Here's Ricky Weeks, second time through. No hits in the first 3 innings for the road team. 1-0 the count.
A good try there. Must have been just a little bit inside. Weeks pretty close to home plate.
DeJesus over toward left center. And Weeks is 0 for 2. So we mentioned the sad news. Former Cub pitcher Frank Castillo drowned in a lake in Arizona near his home yesterday. Just 44 years old. He and Dale Swaim were teammates at AAA Nashville 1999 in the Pirates organization. Cub fans will remember September 25th, 1995. That year Castillo won 11 games, took a no-hitter into the 9th inning, and with 2 outs Bernard Gilkey hit a triple to break it up.
Terrible bit of news.
Yeah.
He was out in a pontoon boat and jumped into the lake for a swim. Apparently wasn't a very strong swimmer and never came up.
Was a Cubs minor league pitching coach for a couple of years, 2011 and 12. Aoki I think got a piece of him and the bat. That's a foul ball.
Piece of him and the bat that's in the strike zone as the pitch is being delivered. Look where his hands are. He's right on top of the plate. A little half swing, catches the knob, and I think he just felt the reverberation. Yeah, he was trying to buy one.
And George Boomer Scott, 3-time All-Star first baseman, won 8 Gold Gloves, has passed away at age 69. Former Brewer, played with the Red Sox. Inside corner, he got him.
Margie is dealing tonight. Just 47 very efficient pitches. And look at the movement on this fastball back to the inside corner. I'm talking about Aoki and how he crowds the plate. Sees that coming towards his hip. He starts to give on it a little bit and it runs back to the inside corner. He's owned that side of the plate. And Ron Renicky getting into it with Jeff Nelson.
Two outs, it's Segura. Ball one. George Scott, 1975, as a Brewer, 36 home runs.
Traded to the Sox for Cecil Cooper, correct?
Yes.
Had a monster run there in Milwaukee. Tom Hodricourt tweeting earlier today. Tom writes for the paper in Milwaukee. Favorite Boomer Scott line. It's just gravy on the cake.
Two and two. I'm going to pass along some good news. The Overholts welcomed in Blake Christopher, 8 pounds 2 ounces, on the 23rd of July. So congrats to Chris and Kelly, very proud parents, big Cub fans. Swing and a miss. Samardzija hitting the Brewers through the first 4 innings tonight. Only man who reached was on an error. 0-0.
'10th, 16 Chicago teams will compete to be the first Woody's Wiffle Ball Classic champion. The Woods will welcome Chicago's favorite celebrities for a home run derby and celebrity game under the lights right here at Wrigley Field. And you can join all the fun. Purchase tickets at woodyswiffleballclassic.org.
1 strike to Castro. Cubs batting in the 4th. Chat with Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, coming up next inning. Bill Curtis, award-winning journalist, will sing the stretch in the 7th. we've got both games tomorrow here on CSN. Full day of baseball. 1:20 and 7:05 the first pitch times. We'll hit the air at 12:30 pregame live.
That means we should go about 13 innings tonight, I'm thinking. That's normally the way that works out.
The 2-2.
Away with one there. Loesch elevating that fastball, with Castro a little bit behind it.
Full count with Valbuena on deck.
It's hard to guess what pitch you're going to get from Loesch. You can usually guess strike in this situation. He doesn't walk many. 19 free passes issued all year.
Big series in Pittsburgh. The Pirates leading the Cardinals 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. They're only a game and a half out of first. Pedro Alvarez has hit his 27th.
They dropped a 4 spot on him in the first.
Bounce to Weeks.
So Westbrook and Liriano pitching in that one tonight.
Battle for first in Boston. Tampa Bay leading the Red Sox 2-1. They're in a delay in the 8th. Boston a half game up on the Red Sox, and the Rays acquiring all-star reliever Jesse Crain from the White Sox today. Several deals involving relievers, in fact. Jose Veras goes from Houston to Detroit. Left-hander Scott Downs, actually saw Scott in San Francisco, staying with the Angels, who were playing the A's over the weekend. He's now an Atlanta Brave.
Curious to see if the Braves go after a starter with Hudson being down for the year.
Interesting comments from Phillies closer Jonathan Papelbon regarding the Phillies situation. Starting play 7 games under 500, and he's not too happy. I definitely didn't come here for this, said Papelbon. Dropped by Francisco. He just totally whiffed on it. And Valbuena ends up at second.
The 13th error committed by Francisco this year. He started the year in a platoon situation with the Braves at third base, now playing some first base here with the Brewers.
Just totally missed it.
Yeah, that's you're not going to see a more blatant error than that one. Brewers trying to help the cause of the Cubs here tonight. That bloop single fell in, a little blooper to shallow left that got between Gindel and Segura, and now Francisco whiffs in the most routine of plays.
1-0 on Darwin Barney. Papelbon, by the way, added that he'd like to stay with the Phillies, but he said, if I have to put up with this year after year, then no. I don't want to be here. Why would you? Why would anybody? He got a 4-year, $50 million deal.
He's overpaid.
A couple years ago.
He's overpaid, and he's popping out. You know, when you say things like that, you're just throwing your teammates under the bus. Basically what you're saying. Why would I want to be here with these losers? Basically, if you really break it down.
Yeah, at least in Tyler Clippard's case, he was defending a teammate. And certainly you could criticize him for criticizing the organization, but in Papelbon's case, just, yeah, I don't know. They've lost 8 in a row.
I appreciate frustration and everybody wants to be on a winner, but going public with comments like that doesn't do anybody any good.
Usually the line when you're 8 under and stuff like this happens is, no, I want to stay here and turn it around.
Yeah.
Even if you believe the opposite, right? If they trade me, they trade me, but I'm not thinking about that, et cetera, et cetera. Nope. We ask our athletes to be honest, and I guess when they are and they say what maybe people don't want to hear, we criticize them too for that. So I guess we'll at least give him marks for
candor,
giving his true feelings.
Yeah.
Three and 2 on Barney. A chance here. 2-base error setting it up.
Aaron hit the ball hard last time, a deep drive that Gomez ran down in left center.
The kick, the pitch, ball 4.
A rare walk issued by Kyle Loesch. Thought he had Barney in chase mode, and Darwin showed some discipline, worked the walk. He doesn't walk very often. This is the 20th one he's drawn this year. Steele hit a bullet last time up, right back to the mound. He's been swinging the bat well lately.
Curveball for a strike to Castillo.
I'm surprised to see Kyle Loesch throw strike 1. He does it a high percentage of the time. Among the leaders in that department. Bundle up on that extra layer.
Oh, 2 fouled away. You referred to Lucroy earlier. You know, this division has some really good catchers. Now, this is defensively, and we can debate the merits of catcher's ERA. A lot of it has to do with the pitching staff, but you've got 3 of the top 4 in terms of catcher's ERA in the league in this division. And then the offensive contributions as well. I think Hannigan's been underrated, as Aoki will get behind the ball. Valbuena tags and he holds. Watch the Cubs here at Wrigley Field as they entertain the Dodgers this Thursday, August 1st at 7:05. Yasiel Puig, no Matt Kemp, Carlos Marmol will be here. First 10,000 fans will get a pair of Cubs headphones, compliments of Las Vegas. For more info or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Hanley Ramirez, probably the hottest hitter in baseball since early June. Should be a fun weekend. Swing and a miss by Samardzija.
It's been a 1-2 punch. Ramirez activated at the same time that Puig came up for the minor leagues, and Puig has stolen the headlines. Hanley's actually been better, but the two of them putting up huge numbers.
How about Samardzija He's just trying to bunt his way on and set it up for DeJesus. He had Bianchi back at third. Nachos and a helmet.
I'd like to order the helmet o food, please.
Off the corner.
Keyhole. Kyle Lostroh strike one 68.1% of the time, just behind Cliff Lee and Patrick Corbin in the National League. First pitch strike percentage. I know a lot of folks were wondering about that, so there you go.
Swing and a miss. No hits in the inning, but the error and the walk setting it up. Samardzija back to the mound. The Brewers don't have a hit. The Cubs have all four of them. Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. A 6-4 road trip out west. Dale called it probably the best trip out west he can remember, and he's been in this game for a long time. And there's just a palpable positive vibe around this team right now.
Yeah, we kind of heard it yesterday when Soriano hit that home run. We were talking to Dale, and there was this huge eruption in the clubhouse, and I think after that trade, I think guys kind of realize that they have to step up and produce and maybe, kind of evolve. And obviously you saw it on the West Coast in a great atmosphere against some really good starting pitching.
I think the unanswerable question, I'll throw it out there for both of you guys. Dale kind of talking about learning how to win and having that type of atmosphere and winning those games. Does that play in the big picture when down the road, Rizzo and Castro kind of learning how to win the close game? Does it matter?
Yeah, I asked him yesterday after the game. I know Dale in the front office says either you make the playoffs or you don't. Who cares if you win 78 or 82 games?
It's a hit by pitch to start the inning. Lucroy is on.
But that's exactly what Dale said, that you need to learn how to win. There's a lot of guys that are trying to get their feet under them here, and winning in atmospheres like that, he said it's multiplied by 10 when you're in a pennant race, and hopefully for them this is something they can use down the line.
Yeah, for me, it's mostly about having winning type players, the guys that care about winning and always trying to, regardless of what kind of team you're on or what kind of games you're playing. I know that's one of those things that's out there about learning how to win, and I just think you either have guys that care a lot and are very passionate and play hard all the time, or you don't. But I don't know. I'm not the end all on the topic either. I know a lot of people in the game that say that make that we got to learn how to win.
Well, when you do win, as I said earlier, this team is still well under 500. Probably really a good 2.5, 3 week stretch away, even if they continue to play well, to get back to 500. But this game is really built in that clubhouse on the last couple of days. If you're winning, you feel good regardless of what your record is. See if they can turn two here. They do against the speedy Gomez. 2 quick outs. Patrick, I know Dale was asked about Junior Lake, who went 0 for the weekend in San Francisco. He brought up a good point, though. Kane, Bumgarner, Lincecum's not like it was an easy matchup for him.
Yeah, I think it was 15-30 to start, and obviously he kind of slumped off that, but this is his first chance to come to Wrigley Field. He had been to Chicago for a Cubs convention, I think, a couple of years ago, but he's got Soriano's old locker. He's out in left field, and Dale said he has no intention of sitting him or sending him back to, obviously that's not his decision, but going back to Iowa. That really, this is going to be 2+ months for him to see what they got, whether it's not necessarily Pugue or anything like that, but just if he can be a steady player and set himself up for next year, I think the Cubs would consider that a nice victory.
The 1-0, Gindel bounces foul. Brewers still without a hit. We're here in the 5th inning in a scoreless tie. By the way, Jake Arrieta will start tomorrow night here on CSN. That'll be his Cubs debut.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to him briefly in the dugout and asked whether you think this is a kind of one-game audition or whatever, and he said, well, I don't plan to go back to Iowa. So he said this is his first time here as well. He said he got chills walking up the steps, and clearly this is a guy, I'm not sure what the next move would be to fit him in, but I think they want to see him these last 2 months as well to get a better read on what they got in him.
Samardzij's 2-1 is low, 3 balls and a strike. Chris Russin's forced their
Russin, as well
too.
as he pitched, he obviously deserves another turn. Or sometimes in this game, what you deserve and what you get don't necessarily match up.
They've got Villanueva as the swing guy if they want to make room. There's the first hit on a 3-1 as Gindel singles with 2 outs here in the 5th.
I don't know, Patrick.
Yep.
Had no hitter going till you came up.
I'm going to get blasted on Twitter for this.
Last thing, Patrick, and I'm not expecting you to know the answer. We'll find out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whenever Carlos Marmol gets into the game. But I am curious to hear what the reaction among Cub fans will be for a guy who had great success early and then struggled right at the very end of his Cubs tenure.
Yeah, I think you got to think they kind of released most of the frustration on Twitter and kind of booing him here. And I do think that, kind of the same way with Soriano, when you kind of take the long view of their entire career here. Marmol was a huge piece on some division-winning teams, and he really took the ball every day. I never complained. He was at his locker, win or lose, no matter what. But clearly, that'll be probably the most interesting moment from the beginning of that Dodgers series.
Big cut and a miss by Francisco, and it's 1-1. All right, Patrick, as always, thanks for the time. We appreciate you scampering back from San Francisco for the start of this series. It was a long trip.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
It's like a nice piece of gum for your contribution.
We always have a parting gift.
Yeah.
JD's coming through. Patrick
Take
Mooney,
two.
our
Take
Cubs
two.
insider. The pitch. It's low. Back-to-back 3-1 counts here.
The no-hitter's gone. The focus obviously is on winning a ball game. You're in a scoreless tie, and this guy's very dangerous. They're going to go back in. So they got him last time. Punched him out with a called third strike on a fastball running back to the inside corner.
Three and two. Gindel will be on the move with 2 outs. called strike three, and the inning is over. So Samardzija gives up the first Brewer hit, but picks up his 5th strikeout to end the frame. Good pitchers duel here to start this series. No score.
To the Chicagoland area. Opt into Qdoba's mobile club by texting Q to 50500 to receive free chips and queso.
DeJesus 1 for 2 with a double. Strike one. Many times these matchups do not live up to their billing. Samardzija at 394, Loesch 337 coming in terms of their earned run average. They've both been very good. 0-2.
Go about it in different ways. Samardzija overpowering with that mid-90s fastball. Loesch, his heater, well, that one clocked at 90. Basically been sitting at 89 all night. Had by far the better of it in terms of scoring chances.
That's it for DeJesus. 6 strikeouts for Kyle Loesch. First looking. Get more cash back when you earn up to 5% back on purchases in categories you choose with the U.S. Bank Cash Plus Visa Signature Card. Apply today at any U.S. Bank branch. Popped him up on the right side. Weeks. 2 down.
See what the Brewers are doing here in the month of August at home.
Yeah, I just saw the story. Tell us, Mark Attanasio announcing their owner.
Yeah, because of the Braun situation and everything else going on with their ball club, they're giving away vouchers worth $10 to everybody that passes through the turnstiles in their home games in August. Those vouchers can be used for food, merchandise, tickets. You can accumulate them. So if you go to a bunch of games in August, you can rack up a bunch of vouchers. It's a way of kind of giving back.
Actually, I have to give credit to their COO, Chief Operating Officer Rick Schlesinger, making the announcement today. But
one story I read said, you know, if based on their average attendance, the amount of money they will hand out in vouchers will be roughly around what they would have had to pay Ryan Braun, but he's suspended without pay. So that wasn't their intent to match that, but it's just the way the math works.
Three and one to Rizzo.
2 out of 2 tonight. Half the Cub hits. See if he challenges him here.
He does not. Well, if he was trying to, he missed.
Trying to shoot for that outside corner down, just pulled it across to the other side of the plate. Mentioned earlier that Loesch had walked only 19 batters. He had 5 in one game at Pittsburgh. So you throw that one out. He only had one other game where he walked 2.
Bounced right to the first baseman, Francisco, and the inning, just like that, is over. 2-out walk, no runs. The Cubs have left 7 men on base. We go to the 6th. 0-0.
Davis slow-mo replay. How about Jeff Samardzija owning that side of the plate? Outside to the righties, inside to the lefties. He's been pounding away at that corner effectively all night long. Got LaCroix swinging. Francisco looking a couple times. Segura flailing at what appeared to be a splitter. Francisco twice he's gotten with that come-on-back fastball to the inside corner. Pretty impressive stuff.
Bianchi, Loesch, and Weeks for the Brewers. Rainbow to center. De Jesus to catch. 2 pitches, 1 away.
70 pitches. Figures to be an easy inning with 8-9-1 hitting. 8's already been dispatched. Cool evening. He is positioned well to take this one deep.
Giants visited the White House for the second time in 3 years. On their off day before they head to Philly, up the middle and through. It would not have gotten Loesch even if Castro or Barney had gloved it.
Two pretty good ABs. He lined out last time, and now he punches this single up the middle. High bounding ball. Beyond the reach of Castro. It's a 1-out knock.
Hall of Famer Willie Mays very present right behind the president in the photo I'm looking at. I don't remember this, but I guess on the campaign trail, President Obama last year predicted the White Sox and the Nationals in the World Series. It's a pretty safe guess. He's a White Sox fan. And if you're in D.C., you got to say the Nats.
Home
so,
team,
yeah, well, you can understand that. He's also done the NCAA tournament bracket the last few years, too, I believe.
Yeah, plays a lot of hoops.
The 2-1. So Marge has been getting behind in the count here the last couple of innings. Three and two.
Good movement on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball right there. Weeks has bounced into 11 double plays.
And that's Jeff's first walk. And they have a runner in scoring position for the first time. It happens to be Loesch, the pitcher, who runs pretty well.
Yeah, a lot of times in a situation like this with a pitcher out there, you're thinking it's going to take 2 hits to score him, but Loesch, a good athlete. Score on most base hits to the outfield. Sharp line drive to left might be a challenge. Be a little disconcerting for a pitcher to face a guy like Aoki, who's kind of a funky stance, and as we mentioned last time he was up there, the way he kind of hangs his hands out over the plate, just gives you a little different look.
Just about got clipped. Now, you may remember Kyle Loesch pinch hit in the bottom of the 10th inning for the Cardinals in Game 6 of the World Series a couple of years ago against Texas, and laid down a sac bunt, and both guys who were on base came around to score. They tied the game, and remember how it ended, I think, in the 11th, right? Like the Rangers were going to win it.
Yeah, well, that was an amazing finish. Berkman and Freese.
Freese hit the game-ending homer the following inning. And they would go on to win Game 7.
You see, that's the problem with a guy like Aoki who crowds the plate. When you try to go away from him, You almost have to go off the plate because the outside corner becomes a very hittable pitch because he's up on top of the plate.
Knocked down by Samardzija. And he throws to first in time to get Aoki. Normally you'd rather not have your pitcher do that, but it ended up being a pretty big play. And they're going to come out and check on him. The ball wasn't hit that hard. You just hope it didn't catch the end of a digit.
Like he had in Cincinnati back at the start of the season.
Got his palm.
Yeah.
It's good news.
Balls out a lot of top spins. Jumped out of his hand. Now, that's a play that, likely Castro's going to make a play on this ball. Maybe even get two. Very athletic play by Samardzija, no surprise. Close, but they got him. Coming into this inning, all the real chances have belonged to the Cubs, but now one of the best hitters in the league up there with a chance to drive in two and give the Brewers the lead.
Second and third, and it's Segura. Strike one. 2 at bats. He's made 3 outs. Double play in the first, a strikeout in the fourth.
Three out of his last 25 now.
They're going in. Good timing. I mentioned the pitch that hit him the other night. I guess they called it the ball hit his bat. It appeared on replay. It did not. His manager says he and Carlos Gomez need to lay off those inside pitches. That's how teams try to get out the best hitters in general. That's how the Cubs are going about Segura here. See that swing? I mean, there's just not much you can do with that pitch.
I think one of the real keys of being a complete hitter in the big leagues is knowing what you can't handle. Great hitters will tell you they go up there looking for a certain pitch in a certain zone, or they'll focus on in or away, and they'll look for it throughout an at bat. You can't cover everything, every single pitch. You can't be thinking in, thinking out, covering fastballs, covering breaking balls. You get down to a 2-strike situation, you got to be probably a little bit more willing to expand your zone a little bit.
Well, it sounds counterintuitive when you say teams would work in. Middle in is what you often hear about pitches that you want to hit. But go back to the Strop-Posey sequence Saturday night. As you said, they wanted to go off the plate in, which they did. Got that weak ground ball, and Segura went around. Samardzija with a big strikeout with 2 in scoring position. The first time the Brewers had a chance this inning here with runners in scoring position, and we're still 0-0. Annual Cubs convention takes place at the Sheraton Chicago Hotel and Towers, January 17th through the 19th, 2014. Rooms can be reserved by visiting CubsConvention.com or by calling the Sheraton Chicago. Make sure you ask for the Cubs convention rate. All reservations come with convention passes built into the room package. We hope you will join us in January. Slider in there on Starlin Castro. Two strikes. Jason Giambi.
What do you do?
Ending homer. Indians 3, White Sox 2. Off Ramon Troncoso. Chris Perez gets the win. 5 straight wins now for the Indians. The White Sox are 40-63. JD, remember when we went to the South Side in late May? They were at 500. They're 23 games under since.
Traded Jesse Crane today. Maybe more moves coming. Everybody expects Jake Peavy to be dealt. A lot of buzz about Rios being moved. Staying away throughout this AB. And one of the significant differences between Samardzija and Loesch. Loesch doesn't pitch in as much as Jeff does. Doesn't have the velocity. Doesn't feel like he can get in there the way Samardzija can. So he's more about just commanding that outside corner. He'll take his shots inside from time to time.
Segura will charge. And he gets Castro.
Tune in to CSN all this week as we look back on a season to remember with the Blackhawks' biggest stars. The exclusive interview series kicks off tonight with Jonathan Taves. The captain talks about his favorite playoff moments and whether he could wear the C for Team Canada this winter. See the interview tonight at 10 on Sportsnet Central. And there's the lineup. Gage, Crawford, Kane, Pickle, Coach Q, who just signed an extension.
Buena 0 for 2. He did reach on an error in the 4th inning. It's been a struggle for Luis. Right now 7 for his last 51. Right on cue. He singles in the left. He was due.
One of the few balls that Loesch has left up tonight. Valbuena jumped all over it. Backdoor breaker. Belt high, well off the plate. Serves it into left. Ooh, Pirates now 9-1 over the Cardinals. They've gone to the 9th. Be 4 consecutive losses for the Redbirds, and the Pirates will be within a half a game of first place.
Wild one in Atlanta tonight. 8-7 Braves over the Rockies. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Outside to Barney.
Argo's 4 for 4.
Mets leading Miami 6-5 in the 8th. Weeks. Dropped by Francisco. Would they have had him is the question. It's a second drop for Juan Francisco. The first one was an error. This will not be.
Fielder's choice. Got like a goat head or something in his mitt.
Hit him right in the wrist. It looked like Barney had beaten it anyway.
Nonetheless, wow, that's embarrassing. One he whiffed on and one hit him on the wrist. He's hurting too. Smoked. If I'm his teammate, I'm going out tomorrow and I'm buying a butterfly net and I'm bringing it to the ballpark and hanging it in his locker. And just hope nobody tells him that
Why
it
don't
was
you
me
do it
that
anyway?
did it.
Just do it. Just walk over there. Hey, Jim DeShays.
Yeah.
You might want to
big
use
fella.
this. Sure, he'd appreciate it.
Dick Stewart, Dr. Strangeglove, years and years ago. Horrendous fielder. Earned that nickname.
Slider low. It's 2-1. Mike Leake goes for his 11th win a little later on. The Reds still out west at San Diego. Sean O'Sullivan, right-hander, will oppose him for San Diego.
Italian fella? Needs to hang out with Eric O'Flaherty.
The 3-1 pitch. It's a strike. Esmail Rogers and A.J. Griffin in Oakland. Jays and A's later. Oakland has won 3 in a row with a 6-game lead in the West. Texas trailing the Angels as they go to the 9th, 3-2. Ball 4. Castillo's aboard. As Samardzija comes up with 2 on.
This is ironic. Cubs have had difficulty drawing walks all year long. Have drawn 3 free passes now from Kyle Loesch. And I believe that's only the 2nd time all year he's walked more than 2 in a game.
Another quality start for Matt Garza tonight, although he'd be on the hook for the loss. 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs in his 2nd Rangers start. He won his Texas debut, and the Rangers have lost all 4 since. Bounced right to third. Bianchi to first, and the inning comes to an end. Cubs strand 2 more. That's 9 left on through 6. And it's now still Brewers nothing, Cubs nothing. To the 7th inning, and good to have our good friend back in the booth, Bill Curtis, for his annual visit, singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and you always bring gifts.
Yeah, but I throw them out. You know, one year they threw them back.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it's a wonder I'm continuing the tradition.
Well, don't throw rocks then. Just make sure it's soft projectiles you're tossing out there.
My first night game.
Is that right?
Yeah, how do you like it?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It is distinctly different as an experience, isn't it?
It sure is.
Usually,
just wait till you sing. The lights are going to be shining on you.
Well, I have to do well to make up for my first pitch earlier in the day.
Well, you got it to the plate.
Yeah,
but
one hop and a roll.
Unfortunately for you, we
there you go.
Have documentation of it.
Whoa!
That was just a waste pitch, an 0-2 waste pitch.
I used to be a quarterback, but I think I slipped into my quarterback role. Should have been throwing a football.
You're just trying to kill the clock.
Yeah.
1-1 on Lucroy. Bill, I want to ask you when you decided to get into broadcasting. I can imagine you as an 8-year-old kid with that voice. When did you find your voice?
Well, I was 16, and that's when the voice should change. But I got a job at a little radio station in my hometown, Independence, Kansas, and then went on and worked through my upper education.
What was your first job then at broadcasting at 16? What did you do?
Little League Baseball.
Really?
Like the public address announcing, or did you actually call the game? You called Little League Baseball?
It was it. So look out. I may just take off here and do a little play-by-play. But there, you can't criticize anything. And certainly not the players, because everything is a good effort.
Right.
But it was a wonderful experience. You notice I didn't go into baseball. But basketball. And the secret is to start early and do everything. And then you'll be able to choose where your interests are and your talent.
That's great advice for young broadcasters. I tell them all, do everything you possibly can. And years down the road, you will look back at the one job you hated and you'll go, that actually helped me.
Yeah. You get your limits. That's low and inside.
Go ahead. No, you definitely find out what you like, what you don't like, what you feel comfortable doing. And I think the main thing is just experience. Speaking into a microphone makes you more comfortable every time you do it.
I think I was 33 before I really had confidence to tell people what the news was. And of course now you shoot your mouth off about anything. You get a little older, but it takes experience in just doing it over and over.
2-2 on Carlos Gomez. A pitch, and that is low. Okay, so then the difference between, and you've done a lot of both, live television with no safety net and narration, which has to be perfect, so you have to do it 15 times. It's a very different feel, isn't it? When we record stuff up here, it has a total different vibe than doing it live. Yeah. 2 down.
Remember, Michael Jordan said that he didn't really know how to play basketball until he got to the NBA. I didn't really know how to use my voice until I started doing the narrations, because you kind of lower the voice and it goes deeper, and you kind of suck that emotion out.
So there's a point here where we're supposed to not mumble and stumble over your words. I wasn't familiar with that.
No, in baseball you have to have the reality, the real stuff.
So I've been listening. I catch you on Wait, filling in for Carl Castle. How's that gig going? That sounds like fun.
That's wonderful. Carl is back. He's feeling good. So hopefully I'll be able to substitute for him a little later. These guys are so smart and so fast.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And they have 4 million listeners.
Unbelievable.
We should be so lucky. Whoa.
Ball driven out into right center, and it's going to get down for Gindel. He has 2 hits tonight.
Going to stay alive.
So a double here in the 7th with 2 outs. Your singing voice ready, Bill?
I'm going to try and hit that note this time.
What note is that?
And carry a tune. You have to be.
One of these days, Alice, I'm going to hit that high note.
I have the ghost of Mike Ditka and Ozzy Osbourne in my head, and something tells me I may slip into their territory.
Well, since we're continuing our broadcasting seminar, the other thing that you do very well and that young broadcasters have to learn is how to slow down. When you first start, I go back and listen to myself. I'm talking really fast. You just want to get through it. And you realize, especially doing a baseball game, we've got a lot of time.
Yes. A lot of the young people just talk so fast, they're overlapping words. And I can't understand them. Of course, that happens as you get a little older. And you do want a little slow talk. But you feel free to just blast away.
Up and in on Francisco.
Of course, the Texans are naturally slow, aren't they?
They are, yes. But I did not catch any of that while I was down there. I took my northern New York with me to Texas, and I didn't really adopt too much of the y'all and the reckon. And I can break it out if I need to.
You would drop it. Nice to see y'all again.
Yeah, if you need an umbrella or some insurance, I can hook you up.
Well, they communicate with a style all their own. I just wanted to throw that pitch better than President Bush. You know. He didn't do that good, though. At least he got it over the plate.
Yeah, but he had the benefit. He went down and warmed up first. You didn't get to do that.
No.
3-1. Samardzija up over 100 pitches. The bullpen is still quiet.
This is really interesting here because this is where he's been here with Francisco a couple of times tonight, and he's gone inside with fastballs both times. See if they go back inside, if Francisco makes the adjustment, or if they just feel like they don't want to stay with that pattern. I'm going to go away.
Swing and a miss. Pitch was not away, but it worked.
Yeah, and it was a looked like a backdoor slider, maybe a splitter, but you can see the front side start to leak on Francisco. Clearly, the work they had done inside earlier set this up. He's looking in. He got beat in twice already tonight, so he's looking for something inside there.
Big miss.
3-2.
Fouled one off, just like the little leaguers. But an interesting stance, isn't it?
Oh yeah, his main job, he's trying to hit a ball under the roof across Sheffield.
Well, that right foot out toward right field. We're very close to a good song.
Another payoff delivery, splitter in the dirt to keep the inning alive. That's just the second Samardzija walk, and it will give Bianchi an opportunity. All right, Bill, we're going to let you get ready for the stretch. Always a pleasure to see you.
And good to see you. Thank
you.
you.
Great.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Low and slow. Remember that. Thanks, Bill. That's Bill
Thank you.
Curtis, award-winning journalist, as Bosio will head out to the mound. And now with the pitcher spot on deck, if we get to that point, it will not be Kyle Loesch here in the 7th. It would be Logan Schaefer as Blake Parker will grab a ball out in the Cubs bullpen. No margin for error for these two starting pitchers tonight.
No, these are fun games to pitch in. You know, you're pitching against a guy who also is pitching well, low run game. Every pitch has significance. I mean, they're a lot more fun ultimately if you win them, but it's fun because, you know, typically the half innings are going fairly quickly. You get back out there, you stay in rhythm.
Veteran lefty Mike Gonzalez up in the bullpen. You see the pitching lines tonight fairly similar.
It's usually about this time of the game where strategy starts to take over a little bit. Initially, you're just going one out at a time, one batter at a time. Then you get into the late innings where, you know, one mistake can hurt you. You get a little bit more defensive in your approach, not quite as willing to attack the plate. One
1-1 on Bianchi. He's grounded to short and fly to center. All this happening after 2 were out. Gindel with the double, Francisco with the walk. Popped up shallow right center. Here comes Sherholtz, and here comes Bill Curtis with the stretch.
Tonight's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, award-winning journalist Bill Curtis.
Hi everybody, let's get some runs. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if we never get back. Let me root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Play ball.
Bleacher Suite. Bleacher Suite features a sports bar atmosphere with new TVs, high top tables, and windows that open to give you the atmosphere of the bleachers in your own private room. The suite can hold up to 100 and includes food, drinks, and parking. For more information, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-4200.
DeJesus against lefty Mike Gonzalez. Bunts foul. Loesch, 6 shutout innings, 5 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts.
Veteran lefty, 0-3 ERA, approaching 4. I think really what's driving this decision not to send Loesch back out there for this inning, the fact that DeJesus has been so good against him in his career. Doubled off him earlier today, or to start the ball game, and was hitting well over 400 against Loesch. Trying to neutralize the left-handed hitting DeJesus with the lefty Gonzalez.
Gindel over, and he makes a nice catch with a couple of relievers out there, Guerrier and Russell in the area.
Slicing away from him, but he will haul it in. A lot going on. Good concentration.
Blake 1 out of 3 in the pitch. Swing and a miss.
First pitch changeup from Gonzalez.
Time for our AT&T tweet. At this point, who does Lake remind you of? Past Cub. Does it have to be a past Cub? Would be my question to you. I hate to answer a question with a question. There's a bunt. Who's going to get to the bag? Nobody. Lake is aboard. Actually, the guy I would compare him to is playing center field for the Brewers tonight, Carlos Gomez. That's a particular play that Gomez has done a lot in his career.
30-some bunt hits a few years back. Now that he's learned to hit the ball at the ballpark, he doesn't bunt as much. But this is at least the third bunt hit by Junior. Third or fourth. He had 2 in one game. He had 2 bunt hits and a 435-foot home run in a ball game in Phoenix. And that's why, yeah, you draw comparisons with Lake and Gomez because of that combination of speed and power, and the fact that he's still very raw as Gomez was a couple of years ago.
So Lake in his Wrigley debut is 2 for 4, and it's Anthony Rizzo who takes a high strike on a breaking ball. Good night for Anthony. 2 hits and a walk. One of the hits should have been a catch and left, but he's not going to give it back as he fouls off. 0-2.
Double could be a game winner. With that in mind, the Brewers are really deep in the outfield. Aoki, the right fielder, plays deep all the time. You see Gomez and Gindel as well, trying to keep the ball in front of them.
And he chased a bad one there, and Lake with a delayed steal, and he's out. I think that was a delayed steal and not running as the ball was dropped. We'll take a look at it and break it down when we come back. Let's see here. Going back in the dirt.
He just saw it in the dirt.
Yep.
And then the slide was kind of funky.
Chats and tweets with Cubs in-game live only at csnchicago.com. It's brought to you by Comcast Business Class.
Let's take a look back here. First of all, he's got a very small initial lead, and that kind of cuts down on his secondary lead a little bit, and that hurts him when trying to react to that ball in the dirt, taking evasive action, and he ultimately may have been safe, but I think the hand did come off the bag.
I think this has been officially called a caught stealing, even though you're saying he went with the pitch in the dirt.
I think he reacted to the pitch in the dirt.
You're right. That will be it for Jeff Samardzija. He did warm up here for the 8th. You can make the switch if a pinch hitter is announced, which did happen. Logan Schaefer, and it'll be James Russell. When we come back, it's a Honda call to the pen. Time now for the Honda call to the pin. And it is lefty James Russell.
1-2, 268 for James, one of the busier pitchers in baseball, on for the 52nd time. So the lefty Schaefer scheduled, but now he's going to be called back. So even with a short bench, Ron Renicky willing to burn a pinch hitter here, try to gain an advantage in the 8th inning of this scoreless ball game. Only 4 bench players available for both these managers tonight. They're carrying an extra bullpen arm. So Schaefer announced, but now it's Chris Davis in his stead. A move that the Cubs cannot counter, regardless of what Bo Porter may think. Once the pitcher is called into the game, he has to face one hitter, unless he's hurt.
Third time Davis has been on their roster. Latest call up due to the Braun suspension. He was on their opening day 25 man. Lifted down the right field line. Here's Scherholz.
So, you know, yesterday we were talking a lot about mistakes, base running mistakes, pitching mistakes. What's the website Beyond the Scorecard?
Yes.
He's got that index. But to me, the Lake trying to advance on that ball in the dirt, I've got no problem with that. I mean, I think that's a good aggressive baseball play. Late in the game, you're trying to use your speed to gain an advantage.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Where he got hurt was he just didn't have a big enough lead, you know, where he could react to the ball in the dirt.
So it'll be the right-hander Guerrier. Russell did his job. Again, the Honda call to the pen, which takes us to break. Ricky Weeks.
Brewer's been really good since joining the Cubs. Look at his numbers overall. Cubs and Dodgers. Sinker. He's a good sinking fastball. Showing an outstanding changeup. Big sharp curveball. He's got a lot of weapons. Repertoire you would associate more with a starting pitcher than a bullpen guy.
One and two. Aoki on deck. Scoreless tie in the 8th. Bunch of nail biters over the weekend in San Francisco, and this continues here tonight now that the Cubs are back home. It's full.
Cubs won 1-0 on Saturday. Nate Scherholz's home run in the 9th, the only run of the ball game. 2-1 yesterday. Wood and Castillo home runs.
De Jesus for out number 2.
Who's going to hit the home run tonight?
Let's get our Coors Light freeze cam. Go back to that play that ended the last half inning.
Roy keeping that ball in front of him. The ball in the dirt. Junior Lake. Again, a fairly modest lead off first base. I think that's what really cost him. Segura able to apply the tag and get Junior Lake. And, you know, it's tough for a young kid. You know, you say, well, he needed to have a little bit bigger lead over there initially at first base. Got a lefty on the mound. The game kind of goes fast for a young player when he first gets to the big leagues. Got a lot of things racing through his mind. That part of it, the outfield play, the base running, that will come with time.
The 0-1 inside to Aoki.
I should say hopefully that will come with time.
Rollover grounder, and Guerrier faces 2 batters in the 8th, retires them both after Russell got Davis to start it. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Still a scoreless tie.
Baseball summer camps offer children ages 5 to 13 of all abilities the ultimate Major League experience for 7 one-week sessions in various Chicago area locations. Join fellow teammates for a week of top-notch baseball instruction, exclusive access, and unforgettable moments. Visit Cubs.com/camps to sign your future Cub up. Do it today.
Brandon Kinsler.
Jim Henderson's the closer. Axford the primary setup guy. Kinsler's had a big role in this bullpen this year. A much improved bullpen. Boy, they were miserable last year for the Brewers.
One and two. Kinsler's only allowed 33 hits in 46 innings. As he strikes out Scherholtz. Tough night for Nate. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. The final, the Pirates all over the Cards 9-2. Pedro Alvarez with his 27th homer leading the league. Francisco Liriano got the win. He's 11-4. According to the game story, lower level seats were going for about $100. When's the last time you could scalp tickets in Pittsburgh and make any money?
Oh, no kidding.
Been a while.
Yeah. I'm going to go with 1992. Good heater, 93, 94. With good movement.
How about the Cubs starting pitching in the last few days?
Pretty sturdy, hasn't it?
When Jackson went into the 7th, 2 runs on Friday. Chris Russin, best start of his career, 7 innings, no runs on Saturday. Travis Wood, 7 innings, 1 run. It was unearned yesterday. And Samardzija tonight, 7 shutout.
Hey, I think we just got our open for tomorrow figured out. Let's take a look at how good the Cubs starting pitching has been lately. We've got to pre-produce. We've got a doubleheader tomorrow.
Charged by Segura, and he gets him.
Cubs have not hit a lot of balls hard. Neither club has in this game. Albuena has. First at bat, hit the ball hard, deep to center field, then solid line drive single last time up.
Well, I have sarcastic friends. I said, when's the last time you could make money on selling tickets in Pittsburgh? I didn't say the Pirates. I got probably the hockey playoffs the last time.
Yeah.
Whenever Justin Bieber played there. I meant the Pirates.
They knew what you meant.
It's like we're going to go to the 9th without a run. As Valbuena flies out, Kinsler goes 1-2-3. No score late.
For a doubleheader, the division rival Milwaukee Brewers. Here at the Friendly Confines, it's an Ernie Banks kind of day. Don't miss Cubs Brewers tomorrow at 12:30, and then again at 7 on Comcast Sports Net. Game 1, then you get a little break, have a cheeseburger, and come back and watch Game 2.
Maybe a black bean burger if that's not your thing, Pedro Strop. Now, normally in this spot you would bring your closer in, but we mentioned Kevin Gregg worked the weekend in San Francisco, so it makes sense to have Strop in this spot tonight.
Trying to stay away from Kevin if at all possible. Strop did not work Friday, but he worked Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was the day he pulled the rabbit out of his hat and got out of that bases loaded jam. More routine 8th inning yesterday, allowed a hit, but that was it. No runs. Middle of the order here, Segura, LaCroix, Gomez. Collectively, they have done nothing tonight. Well, LaCroix reached on a hit by pitch. 0 for 8. A 3-4-5 in the Brewer order. Of course, when it's a 0-0 game, you don't expect a lot of outstanding individual performances by anybody but the pitchers.
There are only 2 players in the majors with at least 10 homers and 30 steals. Starling Marte and Gene Segura.
And that's why this becomes a very important pitch, because he does have power, but if you walk him, he can steal a bag on you.
11 and 31 for Segura, and he is aboard to lead off the inning.
31 steals. He's only been caught 5 times.
Let's go back to Saturday night. His teammates are still talking about the performance. That's the pitch of the inning. He gets Posey on a 6-2 fielder's choice. Sandoval 3-2. And then whiffs Pence on a nasty slider.
It's a goal line stand right there. Giants had a first down at about the 1 foot line and couldn't get it in.
Oh, 0-1 to Lucroy.
Tough pitch. The cheese at the knees, 95, perfectly placed. From the Paul Inn square to the Charlie Weaver. Slider would be a strikeout pitch, fastball in, maybe get you a ground ball. Cut it off. Important to get ahead in the count with a base stealer on first. Behind in the count, the other manager knows you're not likely to pitch out. More inclined to turn that guy loose. I'm guessing Segura is one of those guys that has the green light all the time.
And a base hit. Well, the one thing we know, Strop can get out of it, but it's not a great way to start the ninth. A walk and a single.
No, now he's got Gomez up there, who's been one of the best players in the National League, arguably the MVP of the National League, or at least most outstanding performer.
By the way, the Giambi game-ending home run tonight. Jason Giambi, 42 years, 202 days. The oldest player ever to hit a game-ending home run.
What they call him in New York, Giambino?
It says, late Mel Allen would have said, how about that? Hank Aaron had the previous mark back in 1976.
Now you got the This Week in Baseball theme music running through my head.
They're in on the corners. Rizzo way in. And it's bunted foul. Gomez just stood there at first, I think, wondering, is the umpire going to tell me I can take my base? Did it hit me? But no, it got the bat.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, Gomez is an outstanding bunter, but he's really their last best RBI guy in this batting order. He gives himself up here. It's going to fall to Gindel, who's having a good night, and Francisco to drive in the runs or run. Maybe influenced by Anthony Rizzo, who was very aggressively moving in from first base. Rizzo's knocking on his door. Gomez decides to pull it back and try to slap it by him. And that's oftentimes the result when you see that. I mean, it just doesn't get the head of the bat out in time. Certainly you can't argue that it's a bad baseball play for Gomez to bunt in this situation. The Cubs would have to pull the infield in. If it's a successful bunt, they would have runners on second and third and just one out.
Shallow center and a base hit. Here comes a throw toward the plate. It's late. And Carlos Gomez knocks in the first run of the night.
And there's the argument for not bunting.
Yeah, I mean, he's arguably the league MVP if this team were in first place.
They'll get Big Jim Henderson going in the Brewer bullpen. He's their closer.
So Strop just allowed his first run as a Cub. Now the bunt attempt, foul. Can't be a real easy task to get one down against a guy who's, especially the slider, moving all over the place. Could I make even a case now that you're leading 1-0 to not bunt in this spot too?
Well, you can. I mean, I like that. I like the bunt in this situation more than I did with Gomez up there. But yeah, I'm always willing to listen to the let's not bunt here. I think bunt is a really overrated play. A lot of times you'll see a manager bunt in a situation where the situation may call for it, but the personnel doesn't. I have no idea whether Gindel's a good bunter or not. A lot of times guys come up through the minor leagues and
they never do it.
And they're middle of the order hitters in the minor leagues, not so much here, and they don't have a lot of experience.
The biggest issue I have with it is that at what you're hoping for is an out. Throw to third, safe. Valbuena off the bag. Castillo took a chance. As I said, the Brewers were hoping to get an out. They were giving the Cubs an out, and they couldn't get it.
Yeah, and a reasonable play there by Castillo, because now you're in a desperate situation, down one in the ninth inning. You want to be aggressive here if you think you got a shot, especially with the force in order. I mean, he makes a pretty athletic play. Looks like a third baseman flipping that ball over to third base. And you saw third base umpire Mike Estabrook signaling that the throw pulled Valbuena off the bag. In other words, the throw would have beat him had Valbuena not come off the base.
Sacrifice, fielder's choice. Everybody in now with Francisco at the plate. That would not be fun if I'm on the right side. That's yanked foul. And out of play. Bases loaded, no outs, and a 1-0 Milwaukee lead.
And interestingly, Kevin Gregg is up in the Cubs bullpen. Excuse me, it's Blake Parker. That makes more sense.
One and one.
This is Strop's third consecutive day of work. A lot of pitches tonight. It would call his availability for tomorrow into question.
Okay, another crazy question. If you're Dale, would you think about moving your middle guys back to turn two? I mean, you're already down a run. I guess you're taking a risk either way, right?
Yeah, I think most guys are going to keep him in.
2-2.
And I think most managers will tell you they feel like they have a fighting chance down a run going into the bottom of the ninth against the other team's closer. Down 2.
Yeah, probably
much smaller. You know, I don't know the percentages, but
yeah, I would agree. Ultimately,
if you think of just in terms of should most pitchers be able to hold a 2-run lead for 1 inning, you would say, yeah. And then you say, well, should a closer be able to do it? And you would think, yeah, about 99% of the time.
Strop with a big strikeout. Still only 1 away. Now we'll see what the middle infielders do.
Movement on that pitch. It would be unorthodox, but you can't rule out a squeeze in this situation.
Everybody's still in. Lined into right. Lucroy and Gomez are in. Bianchi with a 2-run double. 3-0.
What a sport. From one day to the next. You go from the highest high of his performance on Saturday to his low point in a Cub uniform for sure. First time he's given up runs since joining this club. Great approach by Bianchi there.
That'll be it for Pedro Strop. It'll be Blake Parker. The Honda call to the pen. 3-0 Brewers in the ninth. Presented by GMC. A Bears update from Bourbonnais. And we hit the links with Jonathan Taves. Don't miss it. Sportsnet Central tonight after the game. Only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Blake Parker in here. Our call to the bullpen. Parker trying to clean up this mess. On for the 23rd time. 0-1, 291 the ERA. Just about a strikeout per inning pitched. He gets 220 against him.
Facing a pinch hitter, Unieski Betancourt, and the infield stays in with more runners in scoring position. Gindel at third, Bianchi, bottom of your screen, is at second. Breaking ball misses away.
Down to 208. He has hit 11 home runs. Very much a free swinger.
His team 6 for 30 on the night, but the Brewers have the only 3 runs. Castillo asks for time. He wants Parker to start over. 2 balls, no strikes.
I guess I should say Betancourt up to 208. Beginning of the second half, he was hitting a .198. Saw them early on. There was a lot of talk about Betancourt having been much improved in terms of plate discipline. He wasn't chasing as many balls. He did get off to a good start. He had 280 in April, but 190 batting average in May, 115 in June.
And a 3-0 green light. 3-1. Bert Badenhop is up along with Henderson if the Brewers continue to add on. Both managers would love to save their closer tonight with a double dip tomorrow.
Well, that goes back to the conversation we have frequently about bullpen usage. Could you not entrust Badenhop with a 3-run lead here in the 9th? You would think, right? Nobody does it.
I think the answer from Ron Renneke is Henderson's ready. I had to get him loose, and I probably have to keep him loose in the 9th in case something bad happens. So use him anyway, right?
Yeah, well, that would be the argument, and it's valid.
Called strike 3.
Usually Betancourt chasing a ball out of the zone when you see him punch out, but this time he takes the fastball at the knees.
You saw pitch tracks. Is that a function of away, and then all of a sudden in?
And I also think he's probably thinking breaking ball too.
Yeah. Guys will tell you they never guess with 2 strikes. But it's human nature if someone keeps pounding away in one area to be frozen if they go to the other side of the plate.
And if you've seen a lot of pitches away, sometimes the ball that's in but still on the plate will feel like it's off the plate. It'll feel in because your eyes have been out there for 3 or 4 pitches in a row. Changes your perception of the strike zone.
One and one to Weeks. Right field. Scherholtz coming over. He lays out, can't get it. 2 in to make it 5-0. Perfectly placed right down the line by Ricky Weeks. It's going to be a rough night in terms of Pedro Strope's line. Those runs charged to him.
Giving himself a chance at hot pursuit of that blooper off the bat of Ricky Weeks. Realized he wasn't going to be able to get it. Got the glove turned around. Was able to snare it on a hop and at least prevent Weeks from getting 90 extra feet.
Popped up on the bunt attempt. Out of play.
Aoki, the 9th Brewer to bat in the 9th.
Deep breath by Parker. The 0-2 misses low. Two and two, Segura on deck. And looking to the bottom of the ninth, Barney, Castillo, and a pinch hitter for the Cubs. Looks like it's going to be Badenhop and not Henderson. Actually, it won't be either. Is Rob Wooten.
That's how specialized bullpens have become. Henderson if it's a 3-run lead. Badenhop if it's 4. Wooten, you're my 5-run lead guy.
Swing and a miss to finally end it. They bat around and get 5 big ones. Legendary home of the Cubs with Wrigley Field tours, which include visits to the press box, clubhouses, dugouts, and a chance to actually step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses almost a century of history. Wrigley Field tours are offered on both game days and non-game days, so go to Cubs.com/tours to book yours today. Betancourt stays in and plays first. In our first look at the former North Carolina closer, he was a senior there when Matt Harvey was a freshman. Rob Wooten.
Sinker, splitter, slider for Wooten. He was the closer down at AAA and 20 saves at Nashville with a 2.94 ERA.
I guess Wooten is a diehard Michael Jordan fan. This is his first trip to Chicago, so he's pretty excited about it. Do they offer a Michael Jordan landmark Chicago tour? That's the question.
Like the Kramer reality tour?
Yeah.
Here's where Michael plays golf. Here's where he shops.
He'll, I'm sure, go to the United Center early tomorrow. He's got to go really early with the day-night doubleheader. Check out the statue at Gate 4.
Go to the restaurant.
Low and away on a sinker, 3-1 on Darwin Barney.
Nerve-wracking situation for a young guy, even though it's a comfortable lead. It's on the road. Working the ninth. Didn't become the closer at North Carolina until his senior year. 13th round draft pick of the Brewers in 2008.
Only his second major league appearance. Barney stays alive, still 3-2.
This is often the case. One big inning, the difference in this game. Boy, Samardzija was good tonight. We talked about his struggles here at Wrigley this year. Had a high ERA up over 5. Got knocked around pretty good the last couple of starts here, but he was brilliant tonight.
Second walk taken by Barney. Good start to the ninth.
One more base runner from further action in the pen for the Brewers, and maybe not even one more. Looks like they're going to get somebody up.
They'll get their 4-run specialist up to the bullpen.
5-run with a man on first guy. We need him.
And it's going to be Henderson. So, well, Henderson may not even pitch tonight. He's had to throw a bunch of pitches in the bullpen. Not at 100%, but slider fouled off. 0-2. That could be and should be 2. 4, 6, 3. Good feet by Segura as Barney was bearing down on him.
Yeah, handling a bit of a high toss from Ricky Weeks. Segura with a nice athletic move to handle that flip and complete the double play. From close range up above the head, Segura gets it and avoids the contact. Gets Castillo by a couple of strides, and that'll shut Henderson down. Really slow him way down. Last chance for the Cubs is Julio Bourbon.
Batting in the pitcher's spot. Brandon Kinsler, the pitcher of record for the Brewers, to that 1-2-3-8. Strop would be on the hook for the loss.
Strop charged with 5 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning tonight.
Drill to center. Gomez backpedaling, and the Brewers take game 1. A 5-0 shutout win. If you just look at the box score tomorrow, it won't sound like it was close, but this was a scoreless tie into the 9th.
It felt very much like the weekend games in San Francisco where pitching dominated, and then one big inning, the Big Bang Theory of baseball coming true yet again tonight. It all started with a leadoff walk of Gene Segura in the ninth, and then the Brewers went to work from there.
Time for our GMC player of the game. We're going to give it to tough luck starter Jeff Samardzija. He didn't give up a run in 7 innings on just 3 hits and gets a tough no decision.
He did not give up his first hit until 2 outs in the 5th. Walked 1, struck out 7, had real good stuff and even better command. That fastball tonight was electric.
Well, Ernie Banks wakes up every day and says, let's play 2. And you know what, Ernie? Tomorrow we're going to do it. So for JD and our entire crew, that'll wrap things up from the ballpark. Your final: Brewers 5, Cubs nothing. We'll have both games tomorrow, 12:30 for pregame live for Game 1. Back with you at 7 for Game 2. Coming up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live. Stay with us.